Hi, and a very warm welcome to a fresh new week of wellbeing wisdom. I hope you're feeling exceptionally well. It's a fantastic day here, blue skies, a little bit chilly, more snow on the way later this week. But I wanted to thank you, first of all, for joining me, but also for some of the emails that you share with me. One of the questions that popped up a couple of times last week was this mysterious question of inner peace. What on earth do we mean? It seems to be an idea that we can all understand, we can all relate to. We've all got our own ideas about what inner peace means, but it's sometimes a little bit difficult to define. And I thought it might be interesting for us to explore it in the next couple of minutes and see if we can find better ways to introduce it into our lives. And one of the strange things that I learned in a very beautiful part of the world where I was privileged to spend an extraordinary couple of months was the idea of not particularly why we're stressed to the point where we lose that inner calm, that inner peace, that sense of balance. But there was a deeper question, and it's who is getting stressed? And that kind of threw me a little bit. I thought, well, obviously I'm feeling stressed. And then the question came back, who is this version of yourself that is getting stressed and anxious and is completely out of balance? It was a very good question because it helped me to explore an idea that, well, I hope you'll find useful. And it's something which escapes our attention a lot of the time. And it's the roles we play. And when you become aware that you have to get into a certain mindset, you have to play a certain role in order to be angry, upset, afraid, anxious, you suddenly realize that this kind of behavior is not original. It's not even authentic. These behaviors or roles, if you like, which have been grafted onto us, usually at a very early impressionable stage in our childhoods. But the point is that once we begin to question, well, who is getting upset? Sometimes the absurdity of our reactions becomes apparent, and we can look for alternative ways of expressing ourselves. It's a way for you to break the chain, break the cycle of upset, of fear, of anxiety, to rupture the chain of distress that gets in the way of that feeling of inner peace. We've spoken many times about the usefulness of mindfulness, and somebody asked me whether it's justifiable to use, should we say, non-prescription medication to help to develop an inner sense of peace. In my experience of working with people who've tried it, it would seem that it is much, much more effective for you to learn how to understand your own mind rather than employing external mechanisms or taking drugs to try and get to that state that you think is so desirable. The more you can learn about how your mind works, how your emotions are functioning, the more you realize that it's an illusion. It's quite a surprising conclusion. It might shock you a little bit, but when you realize that none of it's real, none of it's authentic, you're just projecting the whole time, you can begin to ask that question we spoke about a minute ago. Who is projecting all of these thoughts and feelings? Because it's probably not the real you. It's just the role you've assumed, the role that you believe is just a part of your personality. But it's not real. It feels real, but it's just a mask you've been taught to wear, a set of reactions that you were given a long time ago to help you to cope with the unpredictability of a strange world, to help you to become more socially acceptable. A little bit of mindfulness can help you to take stock of how you're feeling. You can discover a lot of your reactions, especially the negative ones, can be traced to a root of fear. And discovering amongst your anger and indignation, what you're really afraid of, can help to expose the roots of your behavior to the light of reason. And I can promise you this, if you do that, your fear will not survive. It will just evaporate. Like the snow around me, it begins to evaporate. It can't stand scrutiny. And then you realize that what you were feeling is somehow strange. Is it really possible just to push a button and switch off those feelings? Absolutely. And if they don't really have longevity built into them, you realize you can choose how you want to feel pretty much all the time. It gives you the option to feel perhaps stronger, healthier, more balanced, more confident. And these are the kind of attributes that can make life a much more positive experience. Mindfulness helps you to do that. So, You can probably hear that the wind is picking up here on this beautiful day. Allow me to wish you a wonderful week. Feel free as always to share your thoughts and feelings, suggestions and experiences with me. And whilst I'm going to head back inside out of the wind, allow me to wish you a most wonderful day. I'll be back with you soon.